They showed up on my grandparents' porch 6 months after they threw me out. My father standing stiff, my mother wringing her hands like she'd practiced remorse in the car mirror. I watched from behind the screen door, the same way they had once watched me pack my life into a single trash bag. And just like then, I didn't cry. I didn't ask why. I already knew. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The last night I lived in their house cracked open like a gunshot. I was at the kitchen table, flashcards in neat stacks, caffeine buzzing in my veins. 24 hours until my finals. That's when my mother marched in, triumphant fury set across her face. "We know what you've been doing," she said. I thought she meant studying too hard. She threw a phone onto the table, a screenshot, a message, my name above words I never typed, an invitation to my sister's husband's bed. I remember the metallic taste that hit my tongue, the way the room tilted, how my father looked at me like I was already guilty. "Pack your things," he said. "We won't tolerate filth under this roof." I opened my mouth to defend myself, closed it again. They didn't want truth, they wanted someone to punish, and I was convenient. So I packed. One bag, one daughter less. My finals the next morning blurred into white noise. My hands shook, but my answers didn't. I survived the week, the month, the silence. My grandparents took me in without questions. I slept in the room my grandmother painted yellow when I was 8 and believed in safe places. What hurt wasn't that my parents thought I was capable of seducing my brother-in-law. It was that they wanted to believe it. Still, revenge wasn't my first instinct. Not at all. Not until I visited my sister. She avoided my eyes the whole time. Her husband wouldn't come out of his office. My sister handed me tea she didn't touch. And when her phone lit up, I saw the contact name, Dad, paired with a preview of a message. Did she believe it? My pulse steadied. Everything aligned. They weren't protecting her marriage. They were destroying mine with them. Why? Because they couldn't risk admitting they'd spent years denying my scholarship applications, redirecting mail, losing my documents. They needed me dependent, manageable. I set down my tea, I walked out, and I didn't break. My revenge began quietly. Step 1. Request all my academic records and housing documentation, things my parents always claimed never arrived. Turns out they had, years ago. My university's housing office emailed me copies with timestamps, proof of negligence, theft. Step 2, I filed a report, not a lawsuit yet. Just a statement stored neatly in a system my parents would never think to monitor. A breadcrumb waiting for the right moment. Step 3, I cut off every channel they used to control me. Changed numbers, emails, contacted my bank, froze accounts my father had co-signed on. When the bank officer told me withdrawals had been made without my consent, I smiled in a way I shouldn't have. Step 4, I let my parents' world go quiet. Silence makes guilty people nervous. Silence makes them sloppy. And they were sloppy. 3 months after the truth began catching up with them, they started calling everyone, my friends, professors, extended family, spinning a new story. "We miss her. We want to reconcile. She's been distant." But everyone already knew the real reason they were panicking, because my sister had finally found the original messages, the real ones, from my father to her husband. Not romantic, not sexual, worse, coordinated. A plot to claim I threatened the marriage so they could pressure me into giving them access to the inheritance my grandparents promised me after my 18th birthday. The same money they'd been itching to get their hands on. My sister showed me everything. Her eyes were red when she whispered, "They used us." I nodded. I already knew. And now, here they were on my grandparents' porch, masks cracking. My father spoke first. "We want to let bygones be bygones. My mother nodded eagerly. "We forgive you." "Forgive me." I stepped onto the porch, the wooden boards creaking under my weight, the air thick with the sweetness of a storm about to break. "No," I said, calm, precise. "You don't forgive me. You need me." Their faces tightened. "You were never looking for a daughter," I continued, "just access." My father's jaw twitched. My mother's eyes darted. "You want my inheritance," I said, "but it's too late." Their silence trembled. "You didn't just lose a daughter," I told them. "You lost the thing you've been salivating over for years." I let the words sink in. "You get nothing." My father opened his mouth, rage, desperation, something primal, but I shut the door before he could speak. Inside, the house was warm, safe. For the first time, so was I. And that was the real revenge.